The Nigerian hospitality and tourism industry came to the fore at the Jumia 2017 report on the sector. The report presentation brought together stakeholders in the industry to get a review of the year 2016 and outlook for 2017. The managing director of Jumia Travels Nigeria, Mr. Kushal Dutta, gave a review of the previous year, highlighting key developments and also what to expect in the new year.
The first trend that we see is the total contribution of tourism and hospitality as a whole in Nigeria's GDP, which is a dwindling economy, and therefore any contribution from any other sector apart from oil means a lot. We see it's a $5.5 million contribution, and that has contributed to 4.8% of the country's GDP in 2016, which is major, of course. And also, we see that this contribution to GDP has been higher than before. Now, one thing I must say here, that the oil prices continues to hurt us, but then, and that's the reason why it is more important that we have alternate revenue source, and therefore we are happy to receive more support and attention from the government. We expect that more and more people will start booking online than offline. And our understanding and our conclusion to this is this: when you're trying to save your money the most, when earning Naira is so difficult, the first thing that you should do is to buy the same product at a cheaper price. That is basically why Jumia Travel and similar industry is so hopeful. And that is the reason why today we stand. If you want to book a hotel through your traditional ways of walking into a shop and then booking your hotel, or just by walking into a hotel, you do not get as lower a price as we book online, because we negotiate with the hotels, we come up with the best deal, and therefore when you have little money and you have money to save, there you should definitely shift more online and buying hotels at a cheaper rate. So we are very hopeful. In terms of employment, with dwindling economy, this is something that worries you and I. That is, how many people are losing jobs, how many people are getting jobs. And it is very positive that travel and tourism sector continues to employ people. And you can see that 1 out of 25 people that get employed is by the hospitality sector. And when I say hospitality sector, you have to really think big. It does not really only start with the hotels and end with the hotel. It's hotel and restaurants and all the other kinds of services. For example, when a business traveler comes here, he is not only working from 9 to 5 in his office. Once he comes out here, then he's also going out to maybe Spice Route, to dance, and to eat in Casper and Gamini. So all these things are also adding revenue to the country, and therefore it's very important.
Hospitality consultant Mr. Bruce Prince, in his intervention, shared his perspective on the hospitality industry and what will be the trends to watch.
Top 5 trends in the hospitality industry for 2017 that I predict: more recreational facilities and services. Customers get bored, they want something. So you have to make sure they work: the pool, the bar, the rooftop, the gym. Better reservation systems that are 24 hours and easy to action will be the deal breaker. Social media is and will be even more so the most powerful marketing tool. Sorry, if I may add something about the renovation. In the first section, I forgot to say, there's been a price war in the hotel business in Lagos, a very heavy price war. The problem is, if you have a hotel the size of Eco Hotel, don't quote me, journalists. If you have a big one like that, which is 800 rooms or 700 rooms, and they're charging 20,000 Naira a room. Now, many small hotels can't compete with that and still give you Wi-Fi and power and cleanliness and stuff. They can win, but there's a catch for them. Because if you're selling all those hotels at 20,000, please ask yourself, how much did it cost to build Eco Hotel and how much did it cost to run it? So what will happen is these big guys, or these people, even the small guys playing this game, when it's 3-star competing with budget or something like that, they just want people in the door. What happens to them eventually is the maintenance will fall, the Wi-Fi will stop working, the generators will break. So it's just the guys playing fair that will last. And this is just something about renovation, making sure that you're spending money. Because if you're not, if you're chasing occupancy, it is just to impress the boss. Something I've noticed is the customers have become more abusive and even malicious. They don't mind, they don't care about your policies. They don't, look, if their child drowns in the pool, they'll be quick to sue you. But if you say, sorry, you cannot access the pool at night without supervision, you're a bad hotel, your service is pathetic, or if they're speaking to a Yoruba lady, shut up, I'm speaking to you. You know, that kind of stuff. Also, malicious, they will do a booking with you and then they'll go to another hotel and go share all your information with them and say, look, they're giving me this. So now, or they lie, you know, they lie. So now what the hotels are doing is we're starting to phone each other and saying, did that company phone you? What did they say? Because we're realizing that people are becoming sneaky. But, you know, we know how it rolls. Huh?
Mr. Duta speaks further on the report and also key developments in the hospitality and tourism industry.
There are multiple key highlights. Number one, a surge in the domestic revenue, meaning Nigerians traveling within Nigeria has gone up, and the contribution that has come is 3.5% higher than it was 2015. So definitely this is a very positive sign, number one. Number two, at the same time we see corporate bookings going down, that is foreigners coming within Nigeria, and that is kind of understood because of the slowdown in the economy. Number three, we see more and more people within Nigerians having the trust to pay online. So in the beginning of the year, we had 10% people paying online, and when we closed the year, we saw 30% people are going online to pay. So usage of digital payment, be it in the form of a bank transfer or by the card, has gone up, which is very exciting. Next point, I would say that the industry continues to show a lot of promise. And we have seen, in terms of data points, 61 hotels, new hotels that opened up last year, and that added 10,200 odd rooms for Nigeria hotel industry as a whole. We also see that Nigeria holding on to the top 10 positions in Africa in terms of hotel business, which is again very positive. So there are many takeaways. And the last but not the least is the impact it has in the employment sector, which has been amazing. In this dwindling economy, the first thing that people think that, do I have my job tomorrow? So we have seen tourism industry has contributed to 1.6% of the total employment. What it means number-wise is 1% in every 25 is being employed by the hotel and tourism industry. And we expect this trend to continue next year as well.
So we're in 2017, and you mentioned something about challenges, and one of them, apart from infrastructure, which you mentioned, was the issue of Forex. So take us through those challenges and what you think could be done to begin to solve those issues.
So in terms of challenges, I always say that, you know, the opportunities in Nigeria still outweighs the challenges. But if I must mention a few, one of them being the infrastructure. The tourism in Nigeria is not tourism that ways. It is more traveling. And the difference between travel and tourism is you travel when you have a need, and the tourism is when you travel for entertainment. Nigeria is still not perceived as a location where people travel for entertainment like it is in Kenya. So we need to work a lot towards it. There are multiple factors by which you can do it. Number one, Nigeria can ease giving visas to travel within for Africans and even outside Africa. Getting a visa in Nigeria is extremely difficult. And infrastructure I already mentioned. And number three, the perceived value. You know, people always consider that the money that they spend to stay in a hotel in Nigeria and the quality that it comes is not the same in like in the other parts of the country. And also we need a lot of partnership between private and the government partnership to develop the beautiful locations which are not so sophisticated and ready to accept travelers today. Like we have beautiful coastline, but we need to invest more, make them beautiful so people can travel. I would tell you, in our kind of business, it's some good, some bad. What is the good part about it? Good part is it made travel easy for foreigners. So when they're coming inside Nigeria, they're getting a better value of the same euro or dollar that they're carrying. So it is an encouragement for them to travel within Nigeria, number one. What is the bad part of it? Of course, you know, in Nigeria we are a lot import-based economy, and therefore this Forex is really hurting. And it affects the quality of the service that the hotels are also providing. Many of the things that you use in a hotel is imported from outside. So we see a struggle from the hotel side to maintain the same quality in the same price. And that actually pushes hard the prices to go up, making the products more expensive. But what we have done amazingly well last year, despite everything, on Jumia Travel, the prices of any hotel did not go up. But in the longer run, it poses a big threat, a big question, that if you really have to deliver the same quality, you can't really do at the same price when your costs are increasing. So we hope the CBN comes up with policies and which is more favorable for the business. There are a lot of pressure on them to float Naira even more and bring it more and reduce the gap of the parallel market rate and the real market and then the CBN rate. But we are hoping to see good policies coming in, and let's hope that will be a boost for the hospitality industry as well.
What would you expect government? Because where there is effective policy on tourism, it helps to galvanize activities in hospitality and tourism industry. What would you expect in this regard?
Yeah. Very honestly, we haven't seen from the government to recognize tourism as a formal stream and a strong stream to drive in revenue. We would like to see more of that. We do not have a ministry of their own, so we have a body called NTDC who are trying to have their best, but they also need to be funded well so that they can implement decisions which are in favor of development of the tourism industry. So yes, I totally agree on that. Especially at the time when the revenue coming from oil is dipping, you need alternate source of revenues, and tourism cannot, tourism is one of the things that you cannot ignore. So yes, we want to see more efforts, but at the same time, I will not put entirely the responsibility on the government. We need proper investment. When you need fund, it can also come from foreign direct investment. So it has to be a combination of the private partners and the government together and develop this industry as a whole. But what the government definitely can play a part in terms of forming the right policies, improving the infrastructure when there is no ease of traveling and the cost of traveling within the country is so high. Definitely, it demotivates the traveler to travel within, and the security concern.
Despite the economic challenges in Nigeria, the reality that domestic travels will increase in 2017, with Nigerians now preferring to holiday in various resorts across the country, is a wonderful opportunity for businesses in the sector to realign their strategies and offerings.